and welcome to Guitar Gear Gyan with me, Sahil Jakhtiani, where we talk about all things related to the Indian guitar gear scene. And today's episode's a bit sad, but I got saved. So I'm going to share my experience with you of buying a big player Telecaster guitar on Amazon. It's a massive no-no from my part for any of you thinking of doing the same. Before we get into that, make sure you click that subscribe button and ring that bell to stay up to date with all our latest videos. So, as you normally do on Amazon, you type in electric guitar and see what are the options available for you. You browse through them, you don't have to buy them, you just go, window shopping. And this particular brand kept popping up, Big Player, all right? I saw in particular this one red Telecaster. I'm a sucker for good deals with, Telecasters and Strats. And I saw this guitar having, a Bigsby tremolo and two P90s, and it being a thin line telly, and I was like, ooh, that looks nice. I could mod that, I could keep that, I could showcase that on the channel. A lot of thoughts going on in my head about this. Okay, so I pulled the trigger. I was actually buying this one. This is a budget Strat from Cadence, okay, which basically I'm going to use in a shootout against the Stridum Magna Stratocaster, which I got from Procraft. If you haven't seen that review, go check that out. It's got a pretty good review from my end. So I was just, wondering which are the other budget instruments that are available. And while I was doing that, again, I saw this guitar, the Big Player Telly, and I was like, okay, just pull the trigger, man. Pull the trigger, And I was expecting to receive a box pretty much like this, okay? This is less than half the price of that guitar, so I'm presuming that guitar would be packed really well. And I got an Amazon notification, your product's on the way, and it turned out to be this one. I'm like, okay, maybe that guitar's going to come in a bit. And then I got another notification saying your guitar's running late. And around about 9:30 or 10 o'clock at night, which would be one of the last delivery slots for Amazon, I get a notification from my main gate that, hey, your package is on the way from Amazon. I hear the bell, open the door, and I'm expecting to see a box, okay? What I see is a guitar being held this way on the floor, okay? Yes, there was no box, but it was covered in a thin plastic film which had torn because this delivery boy was scraping the headstock of that guitar on the floor, and he's like, give me the OTP so you can get this guitar. I'm in shock. I'm like, what? Do you know how to hold this instrument? And I first showed him, don't hold the instrument this way, and he was like irritated, like, who are you to tell me how to hold a package? I'm like, dude, you're gonna break the instrument. And when I turned the guitar, I saw that the packet had ripped from the top and the headstock was scratched up and basically cracked at one point. And I'm like, I'm not buying this guitar. I'm not taking it. I'm not giving you the OTP. You take it back. And he's like, okay. And he left. He knew he had done something wrong. But more than him doing something wrong, how can you send a guitar in a plastic packet? It needs a box, And I'm like, this is like a 20,000 rupee guitar coming in a plastic wrap. I called customer care. I'm like, I've sent it back. And they were like, did you receive the guitar? I said, no, I didn't take it. I didn't give the OTP. And he said, don't worry about it. It's fine. You'll get your money back. I'm like, but it's not about me getting my money back. It's like, how can you send a guitar like that, to a client, to a buyer? It's just going to get damaged. And then you have a delivery boy who's so arrogant and he's basically, dragging the guitar along the headstock and he just doesn't care about it. So they were like, sir, you're getting your money back. No, leave it. So I thought of making this video to warn you all, don't buy Big Player guitars from Amazon because you're probably going to get a scratched up guitar. If you want to risk it, okay, make sure, not the box, the packet's intact, okay, and it hasn't scratched up the guitar. Personally, I wouldn't buy any of those guitars, okay? So from me, this is a warning to all of you watching this video. Big Player guitars on Amazon are a straight no, don't buy them.